How you guys doing? This is another live stream about melanin nutrition that we're gonna get ready to do. I'm just waiting for, my people to bring in to start um, the talk club. But we're gonna talk about melanin nutrition, of course, um, and making sure that we are more um, 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 educated and more uh, aware of our melanin and how we can actually benefit from it, use it correctly, and give it the necessary nutrients so we can move forward. Yes. Uh, Give me a second. I'm just waiting for these people, and then we can start. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing, MC?
I'm good. Is it Jean?
Yes. Yes.
Hi, Jean. I'm just opening up the room for Sumaya, but I hope you have a wonderful melanin nutrition presentation.
Oh yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
My pleasure. I'm going to drop down if you don't mind. Thanks.
Oh yes. How you doing, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Right now we are talking about melanin nutrition. Yes. Before I start, my name is Jean Dene. I'm a holistic healer, herbalist who specializes in nutrition. I have a certification in nutrition from Harvard University, and I'm also have been helping people of melanin heal themselves from whatever they got going on. For example, myself, I have asthma, and I have been healing myself from asthma. I went from 10 to 20 puffs a day, which is ridiculous, to now I'm down to 0 to 1 puff a day. And the only reason why I take it 0 to 1 puffs a day is because of mental reasons. It's no longer like, my body needs it. Now I had to get out of my head from using it so habitually for 28 years of my life, right? So that is a little bit about me. I am also thinking about pursuing a doctorate. I do have a bachelor's in science and electrical engineering, which is kind of interesting. I have an engineering degree, but I don't even do that. I'm more into health. A little bit more about me. I'm also a professional dancer, choreographer, and creative director. I have worked with Beyonce, Kanye West, Big Sean, MTV, BET, blah, 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 right? All those people who we see on TV, I've worked with them. So with that being said, let me start. Yes, proper nutrition is important for a melanin-rich person. Oh, and before I continue, if you have a question, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. I will definitely be glad to answer any and all questions. And I am actually hoping to add a couple more of my friends here. Hopefully they'll be able to join. If not, it is what it is. But hold on. There we go. Proper nutrition is important for a melanin-rich person. Yes, the first key is to select foods that have melanin in them, right? Things like that are veggies, right? Avoid foods that do not absorb sunlight. Now, this is I'm only talking to people who have melanin in them or have a high melanin content, because that's what this is about, right? So if you have that, foods that do not absorb sunlight are not beneficial for our bodies, right? These include white flour products, white rice, sugar, and the like. If it's white, it ain't right. Right now, I'm talking about foods. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about foods, right? I just want to make that clear. I'm talking about foods. Plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables, wild rice, beans. If you eat meats, only eat organic meats. But I'm gonna go into meats a little later. But if you eat meats, then only organic. Also eats nuts, sprouts, seeds, and grains, whole grains, right? Whole food nutrition is beneficial to the body. These include wheatgrass, barley, chlorella, spirulina, and alfalfa, then these all contain chlorophyll, which is a substance that helps plants convert sunlight into energy, giving them their green color. Yes. This is how melanin-rich people are energized, by converting sunlight into energy. The chlorophyll has a similar structure to hemoglobin, which transports oxygen in the bloodstream, right? Whole food nutrients feed the body at a cellular level, right? Food rich in vitamins and minerals. I'm going to go back to chlorella. Chlorella is a really nutritious herb. There is a combination of chlorella and cilantro that people use to lift toxins out of your organs and help push it out of the body. That is cilantro and chlorella, right? You could find cilantro at the store. Chlorella is a little bit harder to find. You could find chlorella. Star West Botanicals is a place, and I believe Mountain Rose Herbs also has chlorella as well. They have a whole bunch of herbs, but chlorella is one of them. Let us first recognize, before we move on, what is not nutritious for melanin-rich people. Fast foods is number one. This is kind of obvious to most people, but I need to cover it a little bit, right? The fast food is all laced with chemicals. It's all processed. It is incompatible with the melanin-rich body, right? And in my opinion, this is my opinion, chemically processed foods don't complement any living creature, including animals, right? When it comes to pets and things, I would highly suggest feeding them what they get fed in the wild, right? The foods in the store that are in, the packages are not necessarily the best for your pets, right? Like I said, processed food is highly salted. Highly salted foods leads to weight gain and an increase in blood pressure, which is not good. You obviously don't want that. Sodium, potassium levels become out of balance as a result of this. Obesity and hypertension are really rampant in the Black community because of there's a couple reasons. One, because of our lack of education in our nutrition, right? And also the fact that whenever you go to the inner city neighborhoods, all you really see is McDonald's, all you see is Wendy's, all you see is Williams Chicken and pizza, and that's all you see. You don't really see a Whole Foods. You don't see that one store in LA that's like extremely expensive. EWROHNE. I forgot. But I think you understand what I'm saying. You don't see organic stuff really in the city communities, which is really unfortunate, right? So the food from the fast food is attractive because of cheap and is a temporary, calories and energy, but it's not good for your body. It actually harms your body. They have GMOs, which obviously we more than likely already know that these are not good for us, right? GMOs are just genetically modified organisms. If you don't want someone messing with your DNA, it'll probably be best to not eat something that has its DNA modified. You know what I mean? Any artificial substance cannot be broken down completely from in the body. The body has a hard time breaking down things that are not supposed to be in it, right? AKA sugar, white sugars, especially salt, sodium chloride, which is your common table salt, et cetera, et cetera. There's a thing called improper food combining. Yes, so I got this from Dr. Layla Africa, and there's other master herbalists and teachers like Dr. Sebi who are talking about this, well, who have talked about this as well. Rest in paradise. Improper food combining. So your fruits should be eaten by themselves, right? Your sub-acid fruits, your acid fruits, and your sweet fruits should be eaten by themselves. Proteins and starches do not go together. So if you're eating a burger, meaning like, okay, how about this? Your black bean burger is a protein, the beans, and then the actual bread is the starch. that is a poor combination. Your body has a really hard time digesting that. Whenever you digest food, that is a bad combination. It takes 8 hours for it to get out of your stomach, and then it goes into the rest of your digestive system. You follow me? So what to do is to eat vegetables with starches or eat vegetables with protein, right? You don't want to mix proteins and starches together. Your body has a hard time breaking it down. Don't drink liquids with your meal. I think most of us have heard this already. If not, I'm saying it again. Don't drink liquids with your meal. Always drink 2 hours before or after your meal. You can interrupt the enzymes necessary for your digestion to be complete whenever you do things like that. And as a result, you can have gas, belching, and acid reflux and other things. You follow me? An overabundance of protein and fat will not support a melanin-rich body. Too much protein results in soft bones. Cancer can occur because of an increase in acid. Excessive meat is also toxic to the melanin-rich person. We do not need protein from an animal source. I want to say that again. We do not need protein from an animal source. I'm not saying you can't get it from it, but what I'm saying is that you don't need it. There are other plants, not other plants, there are plants that are high in protein. All your nuts and seeds are high in protein, right? Spirulina is one that has a extremely high protein count considering its weight. You follow me? So there are a lot of different ways to get protein. Hemp seeds, chia seeds, cashews, walnuts. like there's a whole bunch of them, right? And so you don't need to eat meat to get protein. It's the whole point I'm making. Meat impacts your colon and your digestion, and it makes it harder for your body to digest. Meat takes a very long time to get out of your system. If I'm not mistaken, it takes 4 days, 3 to 4 days to get out of your system, maybe longer, depending on the chemical composition of your body, and also depending on your dietary habits. Like if you don't eat any vegetables, it's going to take a very long time for it to get out your body. You follow me? Sodas and diet sodas are also bad, or I don't want to say bad. They are high risk for the melanin-rich person. It's not ideal for the melanin-rich person to consume sodas and juices from concentrate and things of that nature, because there's an excess of sugar in it. Not only are there excess of sugar in it, there's added chemicals in it, which the actual melanin combines with to try to get it out. But then sometimes it doesn't actually get it out. Sometimes it just stays in your system, right? And so we want to stay away from those things, or as much as possible. I completely understand that people's situations are different. If you live in the inner city, it's really hard to go to a Whole Foods, especially during COVID times. It's difficult to do certain things when you have certain situations. Like you could be a parent and you have 2 kids at the house, and you have to go to work, and then you work for 8 hours a day, and then you got to pick them up from school, and then you got to get them to school, and then you got to dress them, and then you got to do this, you got to cook, and then you got to do that, and then blah, blah, blah. I completely understand. So we have to try our hardest to do, what we got to do to make sure that we are there for our children when they need us, or that we are there to see, to help our grandparents out, or just to help ourselves. You follow me? With that being said, I just said that soda was not beneficial to the body. And also, you should check the expiration dates of sodas. If the expiration date is extremely long, then the item in question has been pasteurized or has been chemically altered to preserve itself with preservatives or things of that nature, which are not good for the body. You follow me? The FDA approved a chemical aspartame in 1981, and is now distributed as NutraSweeter or Equal. This substance is derived from alcohol, wood alcohol, aka methanol. In small amounts, it is poisonous. It is not. It is not good for you. It is poison. It is actually not good for you. Now, depending on what your definition of toxic and healing is, you can argue that. But for 99.9% of the time, it is bad, even in small amounts. You follow me? This breaks down quickly into formaldehyde, which is a known carcinogen, which is poison, right? When formaldehyde is heated, it causes other gases to be, other harmful gases to be excreted, right? And so when the wood alcohol goes into your body, it's poisonous, and then it gets heated up to create more poison. It's like a double whammy, right? So you want to try to stay away from as many high-risk foods as possible. Follow me. Some of the effects of this are headaches, dizziness, muscle spasms, seizures, muscle cramps, nausea, etc. Like I said, you want to stay away from sugar. From sugar. And sugar comes in many forms. I do want to make that clear. There's a lot of different types of sugar. Fructose, glucose, sucrose, high fructose corn syrup, agave, you know what I'm saying? All of that is actually not good. Agave, there is a thing going around that agave is actually beneficial. I'm sorry, not beneficial. That agave is okay, right? And if you actually research agave, you will find out that it's actually extremely processed. The only way that they can get agave sail to be that way is through processing it. So you want to be really careful when you eat agave, right? It tastes good. I had it before. It was pretty good, but I tend to stay away from sweeteners. If you must use sweetener, I will use a fruit like dates. Dates are very sweet, or tamarind. You can find tamarind at Whole Foods sometimes, but you can also usually find them in the random mom and pop grocery store type of things in the random neighborhoods. I don't really know the names of them in your part of the town, so you'll have to like actually look them up. But that's that. Like I said earlier, salt is very high in most foods. You want to stay away from salts, and anything that's in a box or in a can has a lot of salt. If you actually read the ingredients, there's a lot of salt. And you also have to keep in mind that when you look at the salt content inside of the, on the label, you want to multiply that salt content by the amount of servings because the amount of servings times the salt content will actually tell you how much salt is actually in that. Item. So you can have 5 milligrams of salt. I don't want to say 5 because I don't think I've ever seen 5 milligrams. but you can have 5 milligrams of salt, sea salt, or any type of pink Himalayan sea salt, whatever. I'm sorry, pink Himalayan salt. But it would be like 20 servings inside of that thing. So you have to multiply 20 times 5. So now you got 100 milligrams, et cetera, et cetera. Your kidneys are only supposed to be they can only handle up to 5 milligrams of salt a day, right? Whenever there's too much salt in your kidneys, it gets pushed to your blood. So you want to be very careful when using salt, right? So with that being said, salt binds to water and causes weight gain and increases blood pressure. These are some items that you should always avoid. Always read the labels. You always avoid these because these are really detrimental to a melanin-rich person's body, right? MSG, monosodium glutamate, that's really dangerous to the body. White flour and sugar products, I said that earlier. High fructose corn syrup, I said that earlier. Salt, artificial sweeteners, all processed foods, and all GMOs, all genetically modified foods. This is very hard to do in this day and age because we live in America. Not only because we live in America, but because Western civilization has basically conquered the world. So almost anywhere you go, it's like there, right? Now, of course, there are some pockets where you have different cultures, that do different things. But Western civilization is kind of like it right now. So you want to be very mindful of that. We are just. Oh, before I move on, does anybody have a question? If you have a question, please, hit the little button that looks like a hand to raise a hand so I can. Oh, someone had a question. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, it was just delayed or lag or whatnot. But yeah, so is this room pertaining to, I kind of just walked in at the tail end of you talking. Is this like a room that is talking about skincare or something, or care as individual, as Black people, or like what exactly is it about?
Okay, yeah. So melanin nutrition, right? The melanin in our skin as Black people is not just a pigment. It's not just what makes our skin black. You follow me? And it is important for us to give nutrition to melanin because melanin is literally what gives us life. It's one of the reasons why we can absorb sunlight. It's one of the reasons why we have rhythm. You follow me? It's one of the reasons why we are the way we are. It's really the biggest reason why the way we are. So this room is talking about not just skincare, because you can actually put like blend up veggies and actually put it on your skin, and it will actually give your skin nutrients because there's actually nutrients in the veggies. But I'm not saying to go do that, but you could if you wanted to. but the whole point of this is to teach you how to give or I don't want to say teach you. It's more of give you advice and guidelines on how to properly give your melanin nutrition so that you can live a better life. You know what I mean? Like I said this earlier, but you came in later. I had asthma, right? And I was taking my inhaler 10 to 20 times a day. You're only supposed to use it every 4 hours, but I was using it so often. It was so bad. And I've been ventilated like 3 times in my life. I've been in and out of the hospital. I don't even know how many times. And then I started taking my health seriously, and then the asthma just like went away. Like it's really remarkable, and I'm really blessed to have that happen to me. But it only happened to me because I paid attention to the nutrition of my melanin. And at the time I was doing it, I didn't know it was the nutrition of my melanin until I started reading books from like Dr. Layla Africa and Dr. Sabi and Herbis Kareem and all these other, teachers. And then I was like, wow, I was really, giving my melanin nutrition. I didn't even know it, right? Well, and that's basically the point of this room right here. I do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. And yeah, did I answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting that you said something about Dr. Sebi. I have heard a lot of positive things, and I'm not saying this in an offensive manner. It just in the back of my head. I've always wondered. I know that he's obviously not with us anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But I've always wondered why it has been such an issue or controversy about the things that he's taught. But from what I see, things are positive. Mm-hmm. But I also see some things that, again, not being offensive, but that obviously seem like kind of cultish from some people that have had interest in it seems cultish. I wouldn't say that it's a cult, but sometimes the way that people act, it makes me get that type of feeling. So it makes me want to kind of stay away from some things sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I know the information because I'm always focused about eating healthy and doing healthy things. I know that some of the information that he said just from my own experiences and things in life is true. So it's just weird to me, like how that energy is there sometimes.
Oh yeah, man. Like if you ever type in Dr. Sabi on YouTube, yes, his followers are like really his followers. You know what I mean? So yeah, it could definitely look like a cult. Like it could definitely look like that. I'm not gonna hold you. Typing Dr. Sabi on YouTube, Instagram, freaking Google, Bing, anywhere. It's his followers. Some of his followers can seem like that. You had something you said earlier. I'm trying to answer the question. But yeah, that was my experience with herbs and things like that of that nature. Dang, you had something and I wanted to answer it. I forgot what the hell you said.
It's okay, I do it too all the time.
Bro, I forgot. Yeah, it was kind of an important point. I'm trying to remember. Man, hopefully it comes back to me. But at the moment, I don't remember.
It's all come back when it needs to.
Yeah. But yeah, with Dr. Sabi and Dr. Layla Africa, a lot of it isn't known to our people because history was taken away from our people, and not only was it taken away, it was regurgitated back to us in a false way. So now it's like a double confusion, and then on top of that, the whole history is like there's so much history. It would take up like 20 days for me to talk about all of it, but there's so much history behind it all. So that's why it's so difficult to find this information. The only way you could really find the information is if you're actively seeking the information, or if you just happen to stumble across someone who knows and then tells you, and then you start researching it yourself. You know what I mean? But in inner city communities, that's really hard to do, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this is to reach people who don't know. So yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next part. If you have,
do you have any written content on that?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Do you have any? Do you normally put out content on stuff like this?
Yes, I do have content on melanin nutrition, as well as I have some content on zodiac health. Virgo, Taurus, Aries, blah 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 blah. I have that content. If you go on YouTube and what the hell am I trying to say? If you go on YouTube and type in AIE Holistic Health, you will see a lot of my videos. Again, that's AIE Holistic Health. Or you can click on my picture and then go and scroll down and click my Instagram. And then inside the Instagram in my bio, it says AIE Holistic Health. So yes, I have a lot of videos. I have videos on herbs because I am a herbalist. That's my main thing I'm sorry. How do I explain that? I'm a holistic healer and a herbalist who specializes in nutrition. My main thing is specializing in nutrition, but I do so through holistic healing and herbs, right? Like right now, I'm sipping on some tea, some sarsaparilla, licorice, milk thistle, and ginger, and there's one more. I forgot. Anyway, I'm sipping on tea, on herbal tea. Yeah.
I love ginger, and I recently started having an interest in sea moss. I've never actually purchased it from somewhere. And then now I got a little anxious about about purchasing it because someone said that there is a lot of fake sea moss.
Oh yeah.
And that if it I guess it expands, then it's supposed to be fake. But if it expands a little bit, but not like a big, sponge type of expand, then that's more so the real one. But is there any truth to that from your perspective?
Yes, I have actually. The very first herb I looked into was Irish sea moss. So I know quite a bit about that one. Irish sea moss grows on the east coast of North America. You usually in the Caribbean islands, Northern Europe, and West Africa. Irish sea moss grows on the coral reefs of these oceans. In these oceans. And Irish sea moss itself doesn't have the nutrients. It's the coral reefs that they grow on that give the Irish sea moss the nutrients. You following? And so, yes, there are a lot of people who sell fake sea moss. It's really sad that they do that because the fake sea moss can actually hurt you. It can actually hurt you. So the way that they do it is they take the real sea moss and they simulate a ocean environment. So like they have a pool in their backyard. They add some salt, and then they make the water move consistently, and then and then the sea moss will replicate itself inside of the pool. That's not necessarily. Not necessarily. It's not good, right? When you ingest it. Because, like I said earlier, the actual coral reefs give it the nutrients. So if there's no coral reefs in the freaking pool, there's no nutrients in the sea moss. You're just eating fake. I don't even know what to call it. It's fake, right? So yes, you do have to be mindful of that. I can give you a good source that I get my sea moss from. Vital Vegan Inc. VITAL Vegan INC. If you type that in on Instagram, you'll see his page. So him and his divers go into the ocean of the Caribbean islands, and they actually get the sea moss themselves. So like you see it when they do it. Like they post it and everything. So and when I get it, I soak it, and you can tell that it's good. Like I've gotten fake sea moss before too. The fake sea moss has like salt on it, and it's like a obviously big salt. It's like overly big, right? So yeah, there is truth to people selling fake sea moss. I've experienced that myself, unfortunately. So yeah.
I'm actually looking them up. I'm about to go. You said it's Vital Vegan Inc.
Yep, Vital Vegan Inc. is a good one. There's also another one I can't remember off the top of my head, but Vital Vegan Inc. is a good one. They also have some Cheney root, and I think that they're selling Jamaican sarsaparilla right now, which is high in iron. It's the highest it has the highest concentration of iron out of all the plants in the plant kingdom. So if you're iron deficient, sarsaparilla is great. I'm sorry, Jamaican sarsaparilla, because there's a difference between sarsaparilla and Jamaican sarsaparilla. Jamaican sarsaparilla grown in Jamaica. The regular sarsaparilla is grown in. I'm sorry, the other sarsaparilla is grown in India, and it's not the same. But yeah, Vital Vegan Inc. With that being said, I'm going to continue with the Melanin nutrition. And if anybody has a question, please, hit the little hand button, and I'll, yeah. Meat and melanated beans is not good. It's technically not good for anybody, to be honest with you. Now, and the reason why I say that is because I know that you've seen, or maybe you've seen the videos where they have raw meat and they pour like Coke over it, and then you see the parasites come out. Well, those parasites that come out are in the food after you cook it, and they're still alive because those parasites don't die with heat. So they're just sitting in your intestines, in your colon, for however long that they're in there for, right? And they usually don't want to leave. Well, not usually. They don't want to leave because they're getting free food, right? If you ever feel like really weak for no reason, right, and it's just like a very odd weakness, it could be a couple things, like adrenal fatigue, but it could also be the fact that you have parasites, and those parasites are eating the nutrients that are supposed to go inside of your body, right? I'm sorry, I said that wrong. That are supposed to be absorbed from your colon, right? Now, if you do eat meat, make sure it's all organic. It's free of antibiotics and growth hormones, and if you do eat meat, I'll get it from a farmer, like a farmer's market. And the reason of that is because the way that they treat the animals in the some of these farms is really bad, and it's not just the fact that they are treating the animals and the animals know that they're about to die, right? But it's really the fact that because they know that they're about to die, there's a lot of adrenaline being pumped into their blood, and when that adrenaline is pumped into their blood, when they die, it's still in their blood, right? It's still in the meat, and that adrenaline you will start to ingest, and you will get that energy that they had right before they were about to die to your system, right? And so when you eat meat, you become more violent, more angry, more anxious, more fearful, and it's usually because of that, right? Now, if you have your own farm and you have your cow and your rabbits and whatnot, and you feed them correctly, and then they die of natural death, and then you decide to eat it that way, I think I'm okay with that. right. I still don't eat meat because of the parasites, but in terms of ethics, I think that's decent. Anyway, I'm moving on. Oh yeah, another thing about meat. If you eat a lot of meat, if you eat meat, eat it in small portions. About 10 to 20% of your meal should be meat. It shouldn't be as much as most people do today. And if you do eat it, eat a lot of veggies with it, like a lot of green leafy veggies, because like I said earlier, it's harder for our bodies, especially melanin-rich beings' bodies, to digest meat. It takes like 3 to 4 days to get out your system. And so if you don't eat vegetables with it, it might take 3 to 5 days, 3 to 6 days. You know what I mean? So you want to eat a lot of veggies. You want to eat veggies in general for your minerals and phytonutrients and things of that nature, but, especially if you're eating meat. Like I said earlier, if it comes in a box, it's a big knot. You know what I mean? If it comes in a bag, that's a gag. You know what I mean? If it's processed, it's nonsense. You know what I mean? Like it's not something that we should be ingesting in our bodies. You follow me? So like if you have the choice of potatoes and potatoes in a bag, get the potato and make your own potato chips. You follow me? But actually, I'm going to get to oil in a second. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to get there in a second. Eating a variety of food is essential, so you can get your antioxidants and phytonutrients. So like you want to eat the whole color spectrum of veggies: red, orange, green, yellow, purple, blue, blah blah blah. Right? The reason being is because there's a couple reasons for that. One because the different colors have different phytonutrients in them, right? Like beta carotene is in carrots, which is why they're orange, right? And you want to. Another reason why you want to do that is because the different colors of the veggies correspond to a different chakra point in your body. So like the orange carrot will help soothe or will help nourish your which one is that? The root, your sacral chakra, right? A purple eggplant will help nourish your crown chakra. Follow me? And this is another important thing for us to understand, is that melanin absorbs the full spectrum of light. So electricity, thoughts, sound, music, everything, because everything is in vibration. So that means everything has a frequency in it, which means that everything has energy, which means that everything is a form of light, literally, right? And so because the melanin in your body absorbs the full spectrum of light, you want to be extra careful about who you're around, what you consume, etc. That's very important. Another thing that we could be doing is getting a quality juicer and start juicing our foods. When you juice your foods, it makes it easier and it's faster. It works faster on your body, right? The one thing about juicing though is that you can lose the fiber content, because when you juice, it just takes the liquid. It doesn't take the actual physical part of the vegetable or fruit, right? So you want to be very mindful of that. What's another one? The whole thing about being alkaline and acidic in our bodies is a real thing. Disease comes about because our body is acidic, aka we have mucus in our system, aka we have inflammation, aka we've been eating a lot of bad stuff, right? Or we could be living in an area that is not conducive to our health, like LA or New York City, when there's all these cell phones and fucking excuse my language and electrical towers everywhere. You know what I mean? It's just terrible for us, especially for melanin beings, because we pick up on all that, right? And it affects us. It affects us in a negative way, right? But yes, you want to make sure that we're staying alkaline. Ways we could do that. The best ways to do that is to eat a plant-based diet, right? Eating mostly fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, right? That should be the bulk of your daily food choices, right? The energetic vibration of foods is important, right? When you're eating junk food, it's not even food, really. We're not really. It's not food. It's processed. It's been chemically laced with a whole bunch of shit that's just not good for us, right? There is no vibration of the food in junk food. Like it's dead food, like literally dead food. When you take the cilantro or the broccoli or the cabbage or the spinach or kale out of the ground and put it in your fridge, it's still alive. It's still vibrating at a high frequency. It's not dead. Now, when you cook some of these foods over a high temperature, it becomes dead, which is why you want to only steam your vegetables if you're going to cook them. You don't want to fry them. And you definitely, not only do you not want to fry vegetables, you don't want to fry in general, because frying is poisonous. When you heat oil over a certain temperature, that oil becomes poisonous, right? So whenever you're eating French fries, you're eating poisonous fries, right? So you really want to be careful. One thing that you will notice once you start to eat more foods that are helping your body become more at a high vibration is that the people who you hang around will change. The things that you like will change. You won't listen to the same music anymore, because it won't actually suit the vibratorial state that your body is now in, that your mind and your spirit are now in. It just won't work anymore. All right, so that's one reason why you want to eat. That's another reason why you want to eat high vibrational foods. And the only high vibrational foods are the actual foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds that come from the ground. Yes. Another reason why you don't want to eat junk food is because I said it earlier. I'm just going to repeat it. Is that you become more in your lower self, right? If you know anything about the Kemetic tree of life, you have spheres 0 to 10. 10 being your animalistic part of the spirit. I can't remember which deity it represents, but 10 is the animalistic part of the spirit. And how you doing, Dr. Cleese? Good to see you. When you are eating foods that are low vibration, it puts you in your animalistic state. So you become like more violent, more fearful, more like an animal. When you start eating the fruits and vegetables, you ascend to higher spheres on the tree of life, right? With that being said, I said already. As melanin-rich people, we want to not only eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, blah, 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 right? But we also want to eat those types of foods that are specifically grown in the part of the world that our ancestors came from, if that makes sense. So warmer temperatures of the world, right? Like Africa or the middle part of South America, right? Eating foods that grow inside of parts of the world that your specific gene pool is not necessarily made to eat makes it harder for your body to digest, right? Now, granted, being a melanated being, you can actually eat whatever on this earth because it grows on the earth and you are from the earth, but it's your body has an easier time breaking down things when it's grown from Africa or South America. You follow me? With that being said, water. This is the biggest thing. This has to be the number one biggest thing. Do you remember how I said earlier when I eat? I'm sorry. When I went from 10 to 20 puffs of my inhaler a day, and now I'm at 0 to 1. The bulk of that came from me drinking water. The simple act of drinking water. It is so important. It's so simple that it's hard, but it's not just drinking water. You have to drink the right type of water. You can't just go to your faucet and drink that water that's fluoride and lead and mercury, all different types of metals up in that joint. You can't drink that. Like, that will harm your body. You have to drink alkaline water, natural spring water, reverse osmosis water, or distilled water, right? I would drink natural spring water myself, but I also have drinking alkaline water as well. But when I do the alkaline water, you have to make sure you read the ingredients, because you can get water from the store and there'll be like 5 ingredients in there. You'd be like, why are there ingredients in this water? Water's water. It's supposed to be H2O and that's it. Like, why are there ingredients in my water? That doesn't make sense. Now I do know that they have ingredients in there to try to give electrolytes and things of that nature, but the way that they do it, the actual form of ingredient that they're doing in it is not whole. It's been taken from the plant and concentrated to such a point to where it does something, and that is not actually conducive to the body. What is actually conducive to the body is if you were to take the whole plant and like grind that up and then put it into the water, which you can do. I don't think that it'll taste that good, but you could do that, right? So water, you have to drink at least half of your body weight in water a day. I'm really trying to stress this. This is so important. The water by itself does wonders. The water by itself does so much wonderful things for your body. Our bodies are over 60% water. Some people say 80%. Some people say 70%. But the point is that it's over half of your body in water. So if we're eating more than we're drinking water, how can we actually expect our body to actually do good for us? It's going to fail us every time because we're not giving it what it's actually consisted of. You know what I mean? We had to drink the water. And like I said, natural spring water, reverse osmosis water, alkaline water, and distilled water. Distilled water is a good one if you want to try to enhance the water, because distilled water there's no extra anything in it. And you could add your pink Himalayan salt in it, or some fruit, or some tea or whatever to it, and drink that throughout the day, right? It's a good way to energize, to give life to your water, right? Next subject. I just want to say this again. Drink your water. It's so important. It's so important. Microwaves are not good for cooking food, right?
Hey, I wanted to tap in on that water part. Just to add to that, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so like I definitely agree. I don't necessarily drink as much as you recommend, just because it's not in the habit like it should be. But I have been taking some fiber supplements that, and so when you drink water, when you take fiber supplements, they say that you should drink more water anyway. But me drinking the water definitely makes me feel more refreshed and cleansed. Like, it's like you don't feel as clogged up as you do. I see what you mean as to why you would want to drink more of the water anyway. Like, I took the same concept. I'm not a vegan. I became more of a flexitarian, but I'll do like rotations where like every 3 months, every quarter I'll do like vegan, and then I'll go back to flexitarian, and then I'll do vegetarian, and then go back to flexitarian. But at least try to do something like kind of, I guess, wash my body,
right.
so to speak, by eating differently and whatnot. So yeah, I definitely understand what you mean by that.
Oh yeah, man. Water is. You can't. I like. There's no way for me to really stress the fact that we all need water to live. We can't survive without water. It's so important, man. It really is, it's so important, bro. But where was I at? Oh, next.
Microwaves.
Yeah, microwaves. Microwaves are not good for us. Now, what such theoretically a microwave does to the food is that it takes the water content inside of the food that's actually being put in a microwave, and it makes it vibrates it to a point to where it gets heated up, right? So that's what the microwave does, but it also strips the nutrients from whatever that you're eating. So it heats it up, but then you're not eating no more nutrients from it. I don't know if you ever try to take spaghetti and put it in the microwave and then it becomes hard afterwards. That's a form of, well, technically if it's spaghetti, depending on what type of spaghetti it is, there's no nutrients in it anyway. But if there are nutrients in it, the nutrients are being stripped out, right? Next. Take time to chew your food. I know that this is some of these things I'm saying now are kind of like simple, but nutrition is so simple that it's hard. Like especially now with Western societies, it's so go. I gotta help the kids. I gotta go to work. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Blah blah blah. It's so fast, especially if you live in the inner city like LA. Man, I be moving all the time. Like there is no chill button. There is no chill button out here in LA. There's no chill button. And so because of that, sometimes I have the tendency to chew my food, but only do like 5 bites and then swallow the whole thing as if I even did anything with that. You know what I mean? When they're in the military, I believe that they chew like 31. Ooh, that was loud. They chew like 31 to 33 times before they actually swallow the food. One of the reasons why they do that is because they're all in the military and they have to make sure that they're not eating anything, that has been contaminated. But they're also doing it because the body can more easily digest something when it's in the form of baby food almost, if that makes sense. So like if you're chewing and chewing and chewing it, and then the saliva gets in there, and you keep chewing it, now it's like baby food. So when you swallow it, it can actually be digested a lot faster and a lot easier. But like if you were to take like half of a thing of broccoli and only chew it like 5 times and then swallow it, there will still be like large chunks, and then now your stomach has to take the acid, the hydrochloric acid in it, and now hydrochloric acid, the acid in it, and break it down, right? And that takes a lot longer, right? And it also can be more detrimental to your body. So chew your food, right? Really chew your food. And if you're gonna eat food, try to do it while not doing anything else, right? That's way easier said than done. Like I said, if you're living in a city, it's so hard to do that because you're always on the go. But if you can, do that. And when I say only eat, I mean like only eat. Don't watch TV. Don't be on your phone. Don't do none of that. One of the reasons being is because, like I said earlier, melanin-rich people absorb the full spectrum of light. And so if you are eating food while you are watching TV or on your phone, that light is actually being consumed at the same time as you're eating your food. So it's just it can almost be like you are negating what you're trying to do to your body. You follow me? The traditional Western diet has no nutrition. It's no nutrients in the Western diet. There's no nothing. It's just dead. Literally, like it's all dead. If it comes in a box, in a bag, it's probably dead. Even some of the nuts sometimes can be dead, especially when they're roasted, because sometimes they be roasting these things at like over 500, over 600 degrees, and I'd be like, yo, you can't do that. You are stripping the freaking minerals and the nutrients from the freaking the item. Like, you can't do that. Anyway, moving on. I do have to touch on this subject because I'm in this field, so I had to touch on the subject. The V shots. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions on the V shots. I don't want to say the actual word because, these social media sites are blocking people and things. But the V shots, I think we can understand what I'm saying when I say V shot. These shots are foreign substances, right? Your body has everything it needs to fight off anything, any type of anything, as long as you give it what it needs to fight off those things. So if you're eating a lot of meat, if you're eating cheese and dairy and yogurt and all these junk foods that are not actually giving your body nutrients, your immune system is going to be extremely low. So no matter what you get, whether it be the C, what's going on now, or the flu, or whatever, your immune system is going to be so low that you can't even, you follow me? Like you have to give your body the minerals and vitamins and nutrients and the phytonutrients and all the other amino acids and proteins and the carbs and all that stuff. Your body needs that to actually fight for you. You follow me? If you don't give it what it needs, it can't fight for you. You follow me? So I say that to say this: the V shots, in theory, work, right? In theory, they work, but when you give that to a specific group of people who actually have historically and currently don't give a damn about nobody but themselves, it might not be smart to do that. If you do it, that is your prerogative. I will not judge you. But just know that there are consequences with everything. Even not taking it, there's consequences. You follow me? So you have to weigh that and judge for yourself, man. That's kind of the time that we're in right now. Anyway, enough on that subject. Next subject. Right? Physical activity and mental exertion are all important. Oh, before I move on, if you're liking what you're hearing, please follow me on Clubhouse. Like, click my little face with the beanie on it, and follow me, and also follow me on my social medias to keep up with me. But anyway, moving on. Physical activity and exercising the mind. The human body was not meant to just sit. It wasn't created. It doesn't function when it's just sitting and not moving. And this goes for all bodies. This is not just melanin people. The body is not meant to just sit. It's meant to move, even if that just means walking for 30 minutes a day, or that means going to the gym and pumping some iron. You're supposed to. Well, we have an obligation to take care of our bodies, right? And I know like that's easier said than done. Like I said, in Western civilization, it's really hard to freaking do that, but it's still something that we have to strive to do. Because if we don't, then our bodies will hurt us for not doing that. If we don't pay for it now with giving our body the right nutrients, then we will pay for it later because we didn't give our body the right nutrients through diseases or through whatever, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Someone has a question. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing good. I don't have a question. I just wanted to, I don't know if it's an open conversation.
Oh, yeah, it's open. Yeah, we're just here talking. For real.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too, Ryan. Like I said, exercising our minds is also important. Nutrition is more than just what we eat, what we put in our mouths. Because there's a couple of reasons why. One, if you put on any type of lotion your body is consuming that. The skin is the largest organ of the body. Well, let me phrase it. Your liver is the largest organ in your body. The skin is the largest organ of your body, if that makes sense. but if you put on lotion, you are consuming the lotion into your body. And if there's chemicals in that lotion, you're consuming chemicals on a daily basis. If you use deodorant that has a lot of chemicals in it, you are consuming chemicals on a daily basis, right? If you watch programs that are not benefiting you intellectually, you are consuming something poisonous on a daily basis, right? The reason being, like I said earlier, melanin is able to consume the full spectrum of light. So whatever we watch, whatever we listen to, whatever we absorb and consume, we really have to be mindful of all of that, because it can have either a detrimental effect on us or a positive effect on us. It really just depends on on what we do. Following, proper nutrition begins with discipline, and this is probably the hardest part about about being healthy, is being able to do it every day. That's hard. Picking up an apple instead of a Snickers bar is very hard. Not eating after 7 or 8 p.m. is really hard. Allowing your body the time to rest and cleansing it like every 3 to 4 months is difficult. Not eating, meat is hard. It's really difficult to do, but it's something that has to be done in order for us as melanated beings to reach our fullest potential. Right? If we don't take care of our bodies, we won't be able to reach a level of spiritual enlightenment that we can all reach. But if we don't eat, then we can't. If we don't consume the correct things, then we can't reach it. Follow me? With that being said, anybody have a question, or does anybody want to contribute, or is there anything else like that?
No, man, you solid on with everything. Like, you're on point.
Oh, bye. Now, I do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Every Tuesday and Thursday, and we talk about melanin nutrition. Next week, we're going to talk about supplements, right? And the different vitamins and different nutrients that we are definitely missing in this Western society, right? So if you're interested in learning more, please tune in next Tuesday. Today's Thursday, yes. Next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Please hit my little face here that says Gene with the little green star next to it, and follow me. So and also hit the bell so you can be notified when this comes up. But if no one has a question or anything else to say, I'm going to wrap this one up. I've been going since 5. I try to make this as short as possible, to only about an hour long. But yeah, if there's no questions or anything.
Hey, John, I will say that what I want to do to kind of work with you and whatnot with your room, I'm going to see about talking with you about doing some frequently asked questions about, coming up with something related to the topics you got.
Yeah.
Just, like casually do it. Just hit me up whenever you think you got a topic, and maybe I can give you some questions, like posing the questions to the room. That way you'll be able to answer questions like from people who don't know, like, because right now it's almost like a TED Talk style or a lecture style. Yeah. But on here, I find that more people, when they can interact with you, they get more out of it because they're able to ask questions, or, you're educating them, but, you're meeting them at their level because you have a high level understanding as opposed to their level.
Right. I follow that. I'm down. How can we do that? Do you have an Instagram?
No, I got your IG. Yeah, I think I actually followed you already. And since I don't know if I sent you a message, but I know I followed you definitely.
Okay. Is your Instagram Mogul Mark?
Yep, it's the same.
Okay, cool. So I'll hit you up, and we can definitely do that because I'm always down for that. I'm really good with health and stuff, but sometimes marketing and branding and all the other stuff is not my strong suit.
That's why I'm here.
For real. Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm gonna hit you up probably within the next 10 minutes.
Cool.
And yeah, there's no other questions or comments or concerns. So I'm gonna let this one go, and I appreciate everybody coming. All right, guys, have a good one.